Money in the palm of your hand.
As I sit here and take in all of the news from every direction, all I see is deceivers, liars, corporate media, cover-ups, agenda, all pushing the same propaganda. It's time for a game changer, a visionary, an innovative person who changes the way that people think of the situations. It's time for Game Changer TV, telling it like it is. Get in the game.
Thank you for tuning in to Game Changer TV. I'm your host, Terri Lynn, and this is the channel where every day we're telling it like it is. Today is April 18th, 2026, and here we are. We have to talk about this. Going cashless. Money in the palm of your hand. Now, I just saw something about Mexico a couple of days ago, but it's been a lot going on over here, and I wanted to get to it, but then I decided I'm tying it all in together. So let's jump into this. A world going cashless. Now, if you know the Bible, you understand how serious this is, because we know in the book of Revelation that every person on the earth is going to be forced to take a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and you will not be able to buy or sell unless you have the mark to participate in a cashless society. Let's jump into this. Is the global future of money a cashless society? Yes. The global future of money is trending strongly towards a cashless society driven by digital innovation, speed, and convenience. Now, y'all remember last year behind the scenes when the whole world switched to a new operating system to facilitate financial transactions around the world. And they moved to ISO 222. And now every country is compliant with this. Global financial community completes the switch to ISO 222, paving the way for new levels of cross-border payment speed, innovation around the world. Yes or no, is the passage of the ISO 222 foundational to a cashless society? Yes. The adoption of ISO 222 is a foundational structural change enabling a cashless society. Then I just started randomly asking about countries. Is India aiming for cashless? Yes. Is the UK aiming for cashless? Yes. Is China aiming for cashless? Yes. Is Hong Kong aiming for cashless? Yes. Is Japan aiming for cashless? Yes. Is Europe aiming for cashless? Yes. Is South America aiming for cashless? South America is undergoing a rapid structural shift towards a digital society. And this brings me, we're going to go into this. Hold on. I added this one. Is Australia moving to a cashless society? Australia is rapidly transitioning to a cashless society. Is Africa aiming for a cashless society? Yes. Okay. So, South America is undergoing a rapid structural shift towards a cashless society. And I can't help but wonder if that's why we're getting involved with Cuba and Venezuela and Mexico and all that to try to force it. Watch this. This was from March 20th, so almost a month ago. Looking to an all-digital future, Shinbam plans to eliminate cash at the gas pumps and the toll booths. As part of her goal of digitizing Mexican economy, President Claudia Sheinbaum said on Thursday that cash payments at gas stations and highway toll booths will be eliminated starting this year.
Accept cash, let's see. Yesterday, I stated that our goal this year is to be able to make the country's toll booths digital, only with digital payment with the process. Obviously, of information, prepaid schemes, or directly with the phone with other applications.
Pay directly with your phone with other applications. This is from Binance, Biometric Finance. Mexico just banned cash at gas stations and toll booths. This is not conspiracy. This is the playbook. Goodbye to cash. Mexican government will make digital payments mandatory.
Hey, 9:35 in the morning, the government is looking to reduce the use of cash and move to a digital system that makes greater use of cell phones. Here are the details.
Greater use of cell phones. Y'all keep this in mind, okay?
Mexico ranks 6th worldwide in the use of cash with a physical transaction rate of 80%, according to data from the Mexican Banking Association. However, this figure could be adjusted. President Claudia Sheinbaum is looking to change that with a plan in conjunction with Banjico for the digitalization of payments, the incorporation of those working in the informal sector into the financial system, as well as the expansion of access to credit for micro and small businesses.
This gives more certainty to the economy and also allows for progress in other indicators.
Now you might say, well, I don't live in Mexico, so I'm not worried about it. Well, if you want to travel to these countries, your cash, you're not going to be converting your money into their money. It's all going to be cash. Cash is out. Clicks are in. Mexico's digital payment revolution gears up to handle around 6 million FIFA World Cup 2026 tourists. And y'all remember all of the sports arenas are going digital? It's being done very discreetly, very covertly, incrementally, while people aren't putting all this together. But the trap is being laid. And they're talking about paying on your phone. So that's all south of us, all South America. But Canada is going that way too. Is Canada aiming for cashless? Canada is rapidly moving towards a cashless society. So our neighbors up north are, and our neighbors down south. Canada is sleepwalking into cashless society, consumer advocates warn. Yes or no? Is the United States quietly aiming for cashless? Yes, but it's complicated. They're not going to come out and do it. They're letting the business industry do it. The private sector. Is the global goal of countries to move towards cashless? Yes, many countries and global institutions are actively striving towards a cashless or less cash economy. How many countries are currently working towards a digital currency? Now, there's 193 countries. As of July 2025, 137 countries and currency unions representing 98% of the global GDP are exploring, developing, or testing CBDCs. This represents a massive surge in interest, with the number of countries reaching digital currency rising from 35 in May of 2020 to 137 today. Is Trump moving us towards digital currency? Donald Trump is aggressively moving the United States towards a private sector digital asset economy, aiming to make the nation the crypto capital of the world. Through the 2025 Genius Act and executive orders, he is promoting Bitcoin, stablecoins, and digital assets while simultaneously banning the development of a government-run CBDC. So he's trying to look innocent and non-nefarious while still building a digital financial system right under our noses.
Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after?
And Marjorie Taylor Greene called the Genius Act the launch of the mark of the beast. I can't find the actual interview anymore. That was on the Steve Bannon show, but a couple of alternative news journalists have reported it. I reported on it straight off Bannon a couple of years ago, but I can't find it. They've scrubbed it. But listen to this. Trump says the old financial system is outdated. Thanks to the Genius Act, he's rebuilding everything. Marjorie Taylor Greene called this the mark of the beast.
It says here, Congress is secretly pushing for a cashless society, setting the mark of the beast.
The groundwork is being laid. Currency that can be controlled by the federal government. I've read the Bible, and I believe what Revelations 13, 16 through 17 says, and I just cannot vote for a future system that will do that.
Now, the sound quality is horrible on this, but I want y'all to hear what she says.
I'm very confused about the Genius Act. I thought there was a deal made by the president to make sure that included was going to be the central bank digital currency. There would be no possibility of a backdoor to get that. So where are we?
Steve, let me explain something. In 1971, we went off of the gold standard. The Federal Reserve did that. And we went to cash, a cash society. And the value of the dollar has drastically gone down to the buying power is less than 10 cents now from where it was in the 1950s before we went off the gold reserve. What's happening today on July 17th in 2025 when no one is paying attention, no one's talking about it, everyone is in blind rage about the Epstein files, and I don't blame them. However, right now, what is being voted on today in Congress is the entire setup, groundwork, and entire infrastructure being laid to move from cash to digital currency. And the number one thing that is not happening today is a ban on a central bank digital currency. This means...
She said they don't want to ban the crypto, the digital currency. They don't want to ban the crypto, the digital currency. Let's listen to that one more time. Now keep in mind, she's a congresswoman and she knows what she's talking about. Listen carefully. And by the way, she's going to say the reason why she's against this. She's going to say it's because the Bible says, and she made the reference to Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 and 17, a system that will be established to control the buying and selling. That's what she's going to say. Let's continue.
Being laid to move from cash to digital currency. And the number one thing that is not happening today is a ban on a central bank digital currency. This means the ability for the government to take control of your digital bank account where all your money is and turn it off. And this is why I'm so upset.
So the government will turn off your money? Now one more time.
And y'all, a thought just hit me. They are outlawing right now it to be homeless. So if you become an enemy of the state and they cut off your money, you're sitting at your house with your digital wallet, they cut off your money, you're not able to pay your rent or pay your mortgage. Then all of a sudden you're homeless and will be rounded up under the legislation they're laying down already.
This is a House representative telling you what Congress is now doing. This is a House representative telling you what Congress is now doing.
And turn it off. And this is why I'm so upset and it's not being talked about. Steve, I was the only no vote on the rule last night. And Congress set a record last night and no one's talking about that either. So I want to lay this out straight for you all. You never thought in your lifetime that the government would shut you down, would close your churches, would close your schools, would close your business. And that happened only a few years ago. But what is happening today is the groundwork is being laid, and it's all in the name name of cryptocurrency and stablecoin, but it is the entire regulatory process to switch us from cash to a cashless society to digital currency that can be controlled by the federal government. And there will be no ban on a central bank digital currency. There will be no way to protect your ability to fully control your digital currency in the future. And I'm voting no to this today. I don't know if there'll be any other no votes on the Republican side, but I'm voting no to this because I'm a Christian and I've read the Bible and I believe what Revelations 13, 16 through 17 says.
And both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, so that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark of the beast. That's what the passage says. So she is telling you that this was not the first time Marjorie, I keep saying majority, Marjorie Green has exposed certain things that is going on in Congress, especially things that has to do with your freedom, religious freedom. Why she wants to ban this bill is because it goes along. If she doesn't vote no on it, we will see a fulfillment of Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 and 17. Listen again one more time.
I don't know if there'll be any other no votes on the Republican side, but I'm voting no to this because I'm a Christian and I've read the Bible and I believe what Revelations 13, 16 through 17 says, and I just cannot vote for a future system that will do that.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is telling all the secrets. She said Americans will comply with the digital ID or they'll get in trouble. They won't be here. It'll be over with for them. They have no choice. Marjorie Taylor Greene is telling everything on everybody and everyone all at the same time. She ain't letting nothing slide.
He couldn't say what she actually said. She actually said you will comply or die. Based on reports from early 2026, Marjorie Taylor Greene, then a former Georgia GOP representative, warned that Americans would face a comply or die scenario. He calls us all to receive, that if you don't receive it, you shall be killed. She warned that Americans would face a comply or die scenario regarding the implementation of digital IDs and central bank digital currencies.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is telling all the secrets. She said Americans will comply with the digital ID or they'll get in trouble. They won't be here. It'll be over with for them. They have no choice. Marjorie Taylor Greene is telling everything on everybody and everyone all at the same time. She ain't letting nothing slide. If something needs to be told, Marjorie Taylor Greene is telling it 100% of the time.
So I've covered some of this in another video, but we're going to review to lay the foundation for the next part following this. Could RFID chip implants become your digital wallets for your digital currency that everybody is moving towards a cashless society? Yes, RFID chips implants are already being used as digital wallets. And I've shown Ripple XRP before. And the CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, is an advisor to Trump. And let's go look at their product right now, their RFID chip wallet. I've shown this many times, but I'm having to show it because of what's going to happen after this part.
To our Hackathon project video, where we showcase our innovative solution for the future of digital payments. Our project is called How Ripple CBDC Chip Implants Can Transform Your Life. Ripple is a company that provides solutions for central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, and stablecoins, which are digital versions of fiat currencies that are backed by reserves or assets. Ripple's CBDC platform offers a comprehensive platform for minting, managing, transacting, and each solution is built on a private ledger that is based on XRP ledger technology, a proven blockchain that has transacted over 70 million times over the course of 10 years, and is trusted by financial institutions around the world. Ripple is currently working with more than 20 countries on CBDC plans, including Palau and Montenegro, who have chosen to partner with Ripple to create their national digital currencies. One of the key benefits of CBDCs and stablecoins is that they can enable faster, cheaper, and more inclusive payments for millions of people who are unbanked or underbanked. According to the International Monetary Fund, IMF, CBDCs in developing countries have the potential to bank large unbanked populations and boost financial inclusion. But how can you access these digital currencies in a convenient and secure way? That's where Ripple's CBDC chip implants come in. A chip implant is a small device that is inserted under your skin and contains a unique identifier and a secure cryptographic key. With a chip implant, you can store, send, and receive CBDCs and stablecoins using your own body as a wallet. You can also use your chip implant to authenticate yourself, access services, and make transactions without the need for passwords, cards, or cash.
And y'all, the whole world is moving towards this. The whole world is moving towards receiving digital payments. Marjorie Taylor Greene says you will comply or die. Listen to what they said about receiving your digital money.
It's a unique identifier and a secure cryptographic key. With a chip implant, you can store, send, and receive CBDCs and stablecoins using your own body as a wallet. You can also
using your own body as a wallet.
Use your chip implant to authenticate yourself, access services, and make transactions without the need for passwords, cards, or cash.
Now, what are they showing you having to use to complete the transaction? The cell phone.
Here is one of our engineers' live demo of our project using his X-Acid implant chip to launch a Ripple XRP mining application.
All done on his phone. Is it possible that a cell phone could evolve into an implanted RFID chip? Yes, it is entirely possible and already occurring in limited experimental and voluntary capacities that cell phone technology could evolve into an implanted RFID chip from the World Economic Forum. Your cell phone could become an RFID chip. The World Economic Forum says it's happening already in a limited basis. So your phone and your money, everything is going to be in your hand. And the government will control your money, able to turn it on and off for compliance or non-compliance. It is entirely possible and already occurring in limited experimental and voluntary capacities that cell phone technology could evolve into implanted RFID chips. This evolution is driven by the demand. Is everybody out there demanding, give me, for fractionless interaction with technology, where the smartphone, already an extension of the human hand, becomes directly embedded with it.
Talking about 6G earlier, which is around 2030, I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual, kind of the most common interface. Wow. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
And what? Do y'all hear this? And what did Trump just pass? Winning the race for 6G? Yes or no? Could Trump's executive order winning the 6G race and implantable devices mentioned in it be used for implantable cell phones? Yes, the presidential memorandum on winning the 6G race signed by President Trump on December 19, 2025 specifically mentions that 6G networks will be foundational to implantable technologies. Expert in industry context, the CEO of Nokia stated in April 2026 that by 2030 smartphones will be directly built into our bodies. As 6G becomes fully operational, a view that aligns with the implantable technology goals mentioned in Trump's 6G memorandum. Therefore, the framework designed to advance 6G under Trump's order is intended to support the infrastructure for future connected implantable devices. In case you don't believe it, let's go look at it. Whitehouse.gov. Okay, so let's search for implantable. Purpose, the generation of mobile communication network 6G, mobile communications will be foundational to national security, foreign policy, and economic prosperity of the United States. This technology will play a pivotal role in the development and adoption of emerging technologies like AI, robotics, and implantable technologies. Y'all ready to see an implantable phone?
According to several sources close to Asian supply chains and the research divisions of major technology corporations, a project has been actively discussed behind the scenes at Samsung in recent months that is internally described as a potential next iPhone moment, but at the level of the human body itself. The project involves the development of a next-generation microchip designed for implantation in the human hand, capable of turning the palm into a full-fledged smartphone when needed. With
an RFID chip in the hand that will be turned into your cell phone that your digital currency will be on.
Involves the development of a next-generation microchip designed for implantation in the human hand, capable of turning the palm into a full-fledged smartphone when needed, without a physical device, screen, or traditional casing. At first glance, this sounds like science fiction, but sources claim that Samsung has now reached a technological threshold where this concept is no longer theoretical and is beginning to take on real engineering form. According to South Korean and US industry publications, the project involves divisions that previously worked on advanced OLED displays, flexible electronics, neural interfaces, and energy-efficient mobile processors, with a key enabling factor being a sharp leap in AI chips and ultra-compact power sources. Insiders say that unlike neural implants being developed in the US, the Korean concept does not involve direct interaction with the brain, with control instead based on signals from nerve endings in the palm and forearm, while the interface is projected either via micro-light-emitting elements beneath the skin or through external optical devices synchronized with the chip.
And y'all remember Luciferase in the shot that was light under the skin? They were laying the groundwork with the lights under the skin and with the intranet of bodies and with the nanotechnology. They were setting up to receive the RFID chip for the implantable phone and implantable digital IDs and the currencies.
According to analysts, this approach makes the technology potentially more scalable and more acceptable from a regulatory and societal perspective. Sources in Seoul note that Samsung closely studied the mistakes and limitations of competitors, including projects by American companies that remain either too experimental or far from commercialization. At the same time, over the past 2 years, Samsung has invested billions of dollars in advanced semiconductor manufacturing, artificial intelligence, and biocompatible materials, which have unexpectedly come together into a single technological chain.
Now, yes or no, does the intra-body network of for the IoT contain lithium? Yes. While advanced intranet body networks designs focus on energy harvesting, current and emerging body area networks and implantable devices commonly utilize lithium-based batteries. Write that down. The current and emerging body area networks and implantable devices are commonly using lithium. That's important. Listen to this. This is the man who invented the RFID chip, and he's calling it the mark of the beast.
Of a microchip that, when it was completed, was 0.75 millimeters in diameter, 7 millimeters long. It was the size of 1/4 of a grain of rice. Again, I want to say that I was not a Christian and there were no Christians there. They said they wanted this to have a power source and be able to emit a signal. And they told us they wanted us to use lithium as a battery source.
And y'all, this is from the 80s. And he's saying that they needed lithium to power this, and now that's the current metal that they're using.
Lithium's used in watch batteries. It's used in heart pacemakers. Lithium as a battery source. Lithium's used in watch batteries. It's used in heart pacemaker batteries. It's used in a lot of places. I designed into this microchip a little charging circuit that would charge that battery.
And that's the intranet of bodies, the nanotechnology inside the body that's going to charge the RFID chips.
This sounds like a lot of technical things coming together, but if you'll bear with me 1 minute, you'll see what God has laid out about this microchip. When we discovered that we needed to be able to charge that battery, I needed a temperature change, a change in temperature to cause current to flow through that little charging circuit that would charge the battery. So we began to investigate and find out where in the body does the temperature change the most rapidly. We spent over $1 million in taxpayer money, and when the results came back, there was a lot of information. We divided it up amongst 3 teams and then came back together with that information. It was determined that there were 2 places in the body that were ideal for the microchip. One was just below the hairline on the forehead. Every mother checks their child's temperature right here. So we could have paid the mothers $1 million and saved I never saw a mother check their child's temperature on their ankle. Always right here. The other place was the hand, the right hand preferred, because most people are right-handed. This didn't bother me, and it didn't bother anybody else on the team. The hand seemed a good place. Nobody wanted it here. And so the design work, everything was completed. The microchip was done.
And y'all, the Bible says that he causes all to receive a mark in their forehead or in their right hand.
Nobody wanted it here. And so the design work, everything was completed. The microchip was done. You are seeing it now on some of the Discovery Channel presentations. There are people who have received it already. It is real. It's not something that's coming way down the road. They gave me a Bible. They told me not to read the book of Revelation. They said the book of Revelation is too hard to understand. So I waited, and I didn't read the book of Revelation for quite some time. Then one day I came to Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. I didn't like what I saw. I went back and looked up the word mark. I went to the Strong's Concordance, and I found that John had used 3 words for the word mark. Charagma, Charicature, and Charax. That was from the Greek. I looked at those words. They talked about a scratch or an etching. They talked about a lot of things. And I said, God, this isn't it. We didn't do it. He said, go to the word for 666. The word is chixastigma. In the Greek, it says to go to 4742 as a cross. The last half of the word chixastigma. And when I looked at what it says stizo, i.e. to stick, to prick, a mark incised or punched into for recognition of ownership. I thought about the little injection tool. The end of it is called an incisor. I began to weep and I began to cry, and I said, oh God, what have we done?
And some people say that they thought the vaccine was the mark of the beast, but the vaccine was not used for identification. The RFID chip will be used for authentication of the individual's identification. And the vaccine was basically like the fibers in your body, the neural network that's going to be the power source for the RFID chip. Let's keep going.
I couldn't believe that this lined up with what we had developed. And I began to run from God. I didn't run away from the church, I ran into the church. I tried to do as many things as I could to atone for this. But I want to tell you something, as God is my witness here tonight, this got in the way. Money got in the way. I had beautiful homes overlooking the lake. I had all the things that I wanted, and I ran because of the money.
Will you comply or die? Will you take it because you want to hold on to your house and your car and your lifestyle? Or are you willing to lose everything to save your soul? Now, the RFID chips contain lithium. The man said that they had to develop the RFID chip with lithium so that it could be powered from light on the inside of the body. Says, could nanotechnology in the body contain lithium to charge? Yes, nanotechnology designed for inside the body can incorporate lithium to function as a rechargeable power source, with research aiming to power medical implants like pacemakers using the body's own mechanical movement. And here's your warning.
I talked about my involvement in the development of a little microchip implant. And many people have already taken that microchip implant. The news media has talked about it being a good thing. And they will tell you that it's a good thing to have this. Your children won't ever get lost again. They won't be able to give you the wrong medication. They won't be able to You won't be able to lose this thing. And so the plan is underway that you will receive it. I would be remiss if I came to you and didn't tell you that God's word says, don't you take it. No matter how nice they make it sound. Tonight in the science of technology, I'm going to be showing you some things. I want you to understand that there is a conditioning that is done in people.
Marjorie Taylor Greene says Genius Act was the mark of the beast. Comply or die.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is telling all the secrets. She said Americans will comply with the digital ID or they'll get in trouble. They won't be here. It'll be over with for them. They have no choice. Marjorie Taylor Greene is telling everything on everybody and everyone all at the same time. She ain't letting nothing slide. If something needs to be told, Marjorie Taylor Greene is telling it 100% of the time.
Now we saw the RXP Ripple. Yes or no? Could XRP Ripple RFID chip implant be incorporated into an implantable cell phone? So your Ripple XRP can become a cell phone. And look what it says under limitations. Power. A full implantable phone would require a significant, long-lasting power source. Oh, the lithium? Which is not present in the standard passive RFID chips. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And here's the trailer from the 1981 movie, Early Warning, about the mark of the beast and the implant and the Antichrist.
Our last meeting, we've made tremendous progress. And I'd like to say that most of the credit goes to our extremely efficient International Research and Development Committee. So I would like to thank each and every one of you for your hard work and dedication to our cause. In reviewing this year's progress, Let me say that we have been highly effective in conditioning the people's minds to accept our solution to the world's problems. The energy crisis here in the United States was exceptionally successful worldwide, and we expect similar success with our upcoming food shortage. Our labor leaders have made great progress by causing confusion and work stoppages in all areas of the world. Financially, the dollar is being devalued even faster than we could have hoped. Politically, the public has lost total confidence in any form of government. The threat of universal war is a daily possibility. As you know, we are...
What about the individuals who refuse to have this number implantation?
We expect some minor resistance, especially from highly motivated religious groups. But eventually, hunger will cause even the most zealous to conform to our program. Gentlemen, I believe that within a year, 2 at the most, our one world government will be a reality. If we continue on our present course, it is my opinion that we could present the devil himself as a world leader, and the people would accept him.
The clip I just showed you.
I would like to thank each and every one of you for your hard work and dedication to our cause. In reviewing this year's progress, financially, the dollar is being devalued even faster than we could have hoped. Politically, the public has lost total confidence in any form of government. The threat of universal war is a daily possibility. As you know, we ourselves do not need to hold any visible office of leadership. As a matter of fact, it's better that we do not. We control the finances, news media, food, transportation, energy. We control everything. It is important that you, as world leaders, keep our program before your countrymen. With our World Bank and computer program operational, we now have the capacity to control the financial affairs of every human being on Earth by giving each person his own computer number. Anytime his number is used, we would know his financial situation at once. He could not buy or sell anything without his computer number. It will simplify their lifestyles tremendously. The end result will be a one-world monetary and government system that we alone will control. Yes.
What about the people who forget their number or their cards are lost or stolen?
We've made provisions for that. By using this laser imprinter, we can painlessly and permanently affix the person's number to the back of his hand or his forehead if he so desires. The numbers would be easily read by this new ultraviolet scanning equipment. For the purposes of demonstration, I've had such a number imprinted on myself. Once this number is imprinted, it cannot be lost nor can it be changed. Now, are there any questions?
So that's the political side of this end time scenario. And then this side, there's another side in the movie that they're showing the resistance to what's being built.
You don't understand. The One World Foundation is just a front for a group of individuals who want to establish a one world government.
Oh, come on. You want to publish this kind of information?
Politically, the public has lost total confidence in any form of government.
I'm sorry, but there's a hold on your account.
What are you talking about? I know this is good. I got plenty of money in my account.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene said your government could turn off your money when you're on the list.
By controlling your money, they control you. Whatever they want you to do, you do, because you have no choice.
The truth in this film is right on target.
The Foundation is the most powerful organization in the world today. They control transportation, education, our news media, the banking systems, plus 37% of the world's major industries. And through their grants to our universities, they can control what is taught. If you look at the world today, we're speeding down the same paths as the people in Noah's day, Sodom and Gomorrah, Jonah and the Ninevites.
By using...
The Bible says, in the last days, the Lord's return will center around the nation Israel. God has always called Israel his fig tree. He said that when the fig tree starts to blossom, we know the end is near.
So when the Jews returned to Israel, then the fig tree started to blossom.
Hey, you catch on pretty fast for a newspaper man.
Our one world government will be a reality. If we continue on our present course, it is my opinion that we could present the devil himself as a world leader, and the people would accept him.
And God is telling us today by showing us signs that the time of the Gentiles is drawing to a close. This is your only protection. You've got only one choice. Get the other guy before he gets you.
Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade.
For him that has ears to hear, let him hear. For him that hath eyes to see, let him see. It is right here. Choices are about to have to be made. Marjorie Taylor Greene was on the backside of all this, and there's an old saying, two things that you don't want to see be made, laws and sausage. She saw how the sausage was being made, and she came out and said, I can't vote for this. This is the mark of the beast, stuff that the Bible warns us about. The Bible says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. We can't just listen to somebody say, we're winning. Oh, America's first. That's gaslighting. That's manipulation. That's brainwashing. We are here, and choices are about to have to be made. Do you want to hold on to this world's goods and lose your eternal salvation, or are you willing to lose everything to hold on to Jesus? I love y'all. Thank you for watching. If you appreciate the content that you find on this channel, would you prayerfully consider supporting the ministry?